One of my personal favorite type of case to handle is DUI causing injury. That might sound unusual to you to hear, why do you like DUIs with injury? And the real answer is because I've got the most positive things I can do to help my clients out. Usually with the DUI with injury, the stakes are much higher. Even if you have no record in the past, your blood alcohol was minimal, and somebody got hurt because of a collision, there's big consequences you could face. Technically, you could face up to 6 years in prison as a maximum sentence for a DUI causing great bodily injury. That's a big deal. And the penalty can be as low as 15 days or 2 weeks in jail. And so that's a huge range of outcomes that are possible. What the court looks for and what I try and fight for is, number one, the issue is it going to be a felony or a misdemeanor? And what they look at is the level of injury, number one. Number two, they look at, do you have a prior record for DUI? Number three, they look at the blood alcohol concentration. The higher it is, the more likely it might stay as a felony. And what kind of things you've done proactively after your arrest to make the outcome better. Have you gone to treatment? Have you gone to AA? Have you done things to change your life? We will encourage you through the process of going from that DUI arrest causing injury and the fear you're feeling right now, and get you back to a place where you feel comfortable with your life, get you back on the right track to make sure that DUI arrest is the only DUI arrest. So with a DUI causing injury, the prosecution doesn't just have to prove there was a DUI, you were drunk driving, and there was somebody injured. They have to actually prove that the cause of the injury was an independent traffic violation, not just the fact that you were drunk driving, but that there was an independent traffic violation. The easiest example is this. If you're DUI driving and you're stopped at a red light and somebody rear-ends you and they get injured, that's not a DUI with injury. I've actually had that case. We won that case. It went from a felony DUI down to a simple misdemeanor. If the cause of the collision was not your fault, then you don't have a DUI causing injury. The penalties are dramatically different because a DUI with injury, whether it's your first time, a second, or third, or fourth, no matter what, with an injury and the injury was caused by your bad driving, you're facing a felony DUI charge. That makes it much more serious, and that's why you need our help with that kind of case. So penalties for a DUI causing injury are substantially higher than penalties for a DUI without injury. For a first-time DUI causing injury, they can be as low as 30 days of jail, and we can usually get that down to a couple weeks with an ankle bracelet on your ankle instead of going to real jail, up to technically 6 years in prison. And that is dependent upon a couple of things. Number one, the level of injury. Number two, the blood alcohol level you had and whether you have any prior convictions. And number three, what's most important, the thing you can change the most is, what have you done for yourself after the DUI arrest causing injury? Because if you help show the judge, you show the prosecutor that you've done things to change your life, you've stopped drinking, you've gone to rehab, you've gone to AA, whatever it is, we can use those positive steps to help improve your outcome. So when we're defending a DUI with injury case, again, we want to look for, number one, was the cause of the actual injury your fault or the other driver's fault? Cops often assume that because you're drunk driving and the other side isn't, that the accident was your fault. And we like to show as best as possible they're wrong. Because if we can show that the injury was not caused by your bad driving, but by the other person, or if we can at least get to the point where they can't tell who caused the accident, that makes the penalty go down substantially from a DUI causing injury to one that doesn't. Sometimes we also fight the blood alcohol level. Sometimes we fight all sorts of things on a DUI causing injury case. But bottom line is, if you are at fault, if your blood alcohol was above 0.08, if you're the one who caused the problem, then we switch from fighting it mode to solving it mode. And for solving it mode, what we do is we want to make sure we show the court that you've changed your life so that this won't happen again. That's the number one thing the judge is concerned about is, if I give this person a break, are they going to make me look bad coming back with another DUI? So if we can show them you've changed your ways, that's our best way to fight a DUI that's not winnable by a not guilty. One of the things about a DUI causing injury is when you're back there talking to the judge and the prosecutor about the case, and you're trying to decide or argue for your client what the best outcome will be. I actually helped develop the policy back when I was a prosecutor in 2003. I actually wrote the rules and guidelines that is currently being used to decide how much penalty you should get for a DUI case causing injury. Because I wrote the rules back then, I kind of know them well, and so it helps me negotiate outcomes because I literally wrote the policy. If you've been arrested for a DUI with injury or you've got a loved one in jail for that same charge, you can't do this one by yourself. The stakes are way too high because of potential prison time and definitely potential custody time. Don't face this case alone. Give us a call at Strongest Defense.